Welcome to Talk English Daily. I'm Alex, and this is episode 8. The title of today's deep dive is How to Apologize in English, When to Say Sorry, How to Mean It, and What to Say When Sorry is Not Enough.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jamie. We're so glad you're here.
We really are. So today's mission is to unpack the surprisingly complex psychology and, well, the linguistics of the perfect English apology.
Yeah, we're drawing from a comprehensive stack of sources today. We've got guides on professional communication, some organizational psychology research, and linguistic breakdowns of conflict resolution.
Exactly. And our goal is to distill all of this, to shortcut your path to handling mistakes with actual grace, so that you never ever have to freeze up in a moment of panic again.
Right. And to get us started, I want you to picture this. You're sitting at your desk, the coffee's still warm, and you just hit send on an email to a major client.
Oh no, I know where this is going.
Yeah, it's bad. About 4 seconds later, your eyes drift up to the attachment you just included, and your stomach just completely drops through the floor.
The worst feeling in the world.
It really is, because it's the wrong document. It isn't just an older draft. It's highly confidential information belonging to a completely different client.
Wow. Okay, yeah, total nightmare scenario.
Exactly. So you freeze. Your brain basically stops working, panic sets in, and in a desperate attempt to fix it, you hammer out an immediate reply that essentially just says, I'm so sorry, I'm really very sorry about this, so sorry.
Like 5 times in a row.
5 times in a row. You hit send again, and then you just sit there sinking into your chair, feeling like you somehow just made a terrible situation infinitely worse.
Oof, I'm physically wincing just thinking about that. Because honestly, I've been there. We've all experienced some version of that sheer panic.
We really have. It's a universal human experience. You realize you just made a massive error and your cognitive functions just shut down.
Right. But why does spamming that word, just typing sorry over and over out of genuine panic, actually make us look worse rather than proving how much we care?
Well, it's a fight or flight response. Fight or flight. Let's spell flight. F-L-I-G-T. It means your body is reacting to fear. The brain is scrambling for a tool to fix the social rupture.
A rupture. R-U-P-T-U-R-E. Like a break in the relationship.
Exactly. So because you're panicked, you reach for the most basic tool available, which is the word sorry. But our sources point out that spamming the word sorry doesn't communicate to the client that you care.
What does it communicate then?
It communicates that you're spiraling. You're out of control.
Oh, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Like if I'm the client opening that second email, I'm not thinking, wow, they really regret this.
Right, you're not.
I'm thinking, this person is totally out of control and my confidential data is in their hands. That's terrifying.
It is terrifying. A poorly structured apology feels performative or just panicked. But a genuine apology, a real one, demonstrates emotional maturity and accountability.
Accountability, that is such a key word today. Let's spell it for our learners. A-C-C-O-U-N-T-A-B-I-L-I-T-Y. Accountability. It means taking responsibility for your actions.
Beautifully said. It sets the stage. It signals to the other person that you're stable. You see the reality of what just happened, and you're prepared to handle it.
Which means an apology isn't just a single word. It's a specific learnable structure.
Exactly. It's a skill you can learn.
I love that. Hey, before we jump into the actual anatomy of that structure, if you're finding this helpful, hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, and maybe share this deep dive with someone who recently gave you an apology that actually made things worse.
Oh, that's slightly evil, but I love it. Okay, let's get back into it. The power of a genuine apology to repair relationships is massive. And apology culture varies so much across different languages, right?
Oh, absolutely. In some cultures, apologizing is just a polite reflex. But in professional English, a real apology is a structure with 4 mandatory components.
4 components. Okay, if spamming sorry doesn't work, what actually does? Let's transition from the panic of a mistake to the actual structural components of fixing it. What is step 1?
Step 1 is you must acknowledge the specific mistake. Acknowledge. Let's spell that. A-C-K-N-O-W-L-E-D-G-E.
Acknowledge. Meaning, to admit that something is true or exists.
Right. You can't offer a vague apology. You can't just say, sorry about the mix-up or sorry for everything.
Why not? Doesn't that cover all the bases?
No, because vague language signals to the listener's subconscious that you're just apologizing for getting caught. Or that you're too fragile to actually look at the mess you created.
Oh, wow. So you have to explicitly name exactly what happened. No vague apologies?
None. If you want to prove you aren't panicking, you have to name the monster in the room. You literally have to say, I sent the highly confidential financial report to the wrong client.
You have to say the scary thing out loud.
Yes. Specificity tells the person that you truly understand what went wrong. It anchors the conversation in shared reality.
Okay, so that's step 1. Acknowledge the specific mistake. What happens next?
Step 2 is take full responsibility. No deflections.
Take full responsibility. This is where people tend to stumble the hardest, isn't it?
It really is. Human nature wants to contextualize our failures. We want to explain why we did what we did, so the other person doesn't think badly of us.
Right, we want to say, well, I made a mistake, but I was really tired.
Exactly. And that brings us to a huge analogy from our sources.
Yes, the wrecking ball analogy. I love this part. So in English, there is a single word that acts like a wrecking ball in an apology. A wrecking ball is a giant metal ball used to destroy buildings.
It destroys everything in its path.
Right. And that word is but. B-U-T. The moment you say, I'm sorry, but, it instantly destroys the entire structure of accountability you just built.
Let's demonstrate that. Listen to this bad example. I'm sorry I sent the wrong document, but I was under an immense amount of pressure from the legal team today.
Boom. Wrecking ball.
Exactly. The entire apology is gone.
Why does that one little word do so much damage?
The linguistics behind it are fascinating. The word but is a coordinating conjunction that psychologically negates whatever came before it.
Negates. It cancels it out.
Right. It signals to the listener that an excuse is coming. It tells them that the first half of your sentence was just a warm-up to explain why this actually isn't your fault.
Wow. So the foundation of this whole 4-part structure is true accountability. Being willing to face the consequences openly.
Yes. Delivering those components cleanly, without any qualifiers, is incredibly powerful.
Okay, so step 1, acknowledge the specific mistake. Step 2, take full responsibility with absolutely no buts.
Correct.
But wait, I still haven't addressed the fact that the client is now dealing with a massive headache because of me. I assume the next step has to address their pain, right?
It does. Step 3 is express genuine regret by naming the impact.
Impact. I-M-P-A-C-T.
Yeah.
The effect or influence your mistake had on them.
Exactly. This requires moving the spotlight off of your own guilt and shining it onto their experience. You have to name how your actions affected them.
So instead of just saying, I feel terrible, which is about me, what should I say?
You validate their frustration. You might say, I understand that this put you in a terrible position with your compliance team. Or, I know this caused a major delay in your workflow.
I see the difference. I'm actively stepping into their shoes.
Exactly. And that naturally paves the way for the final piece of the structure. Step 4.
Which is the repair. R-E-P-A-I-R.
Yes. Offer repair or commit to doing better. You have to say, I want to make this right.
So it's looking forward to the solution.
Right. You might ask, how can I help fix this? Or if the damage is already permanent, you say, I've put a new verification system in place to make sure this never happens again.
That transforms your words into an actual demonstration of competence. Okay, let's synthesize this. I want our listeners to hear the whole thing put together.
Okay, let's do it.
Instead of 5 panicked sorries, give us the complete 4-component apology as a single example.
Okay, listen closely. I want to apologize for sending the wrong document. That is naming the specific mistake. I take full responsibility. There's no excuse for that carelessness. That's accountability. 0 buts. I understand this put you in an extremely difficult position with your client, and I'm genuinely sorry for the stress that caused. That's validating the impact. I've already updated our email protocols to ensure this cannot happen again, and please let me know if there's anything I can do today to help manage the situation.
Wow, that's the repair. Hearing it all together, it really is a complete paradigm shift.
It stops the downward spiral completely.
It really projects total competence in the middle of a massive failure. The other person doesn't have to manage your panic anymore.
Exactly. They can just focus on the solution with you.
Now we need to talk about application. Because applying this structure requires some nuance. You shouldn't use a sledgehammer to fix a loose nail.
Right. A sledgehammer is a huge, heavy tool. You don't use it for tiny problems. We need to match the apology to the size of the mistake.
So let's look at the levels of apology. Calibrating your contrition. Contrition, let's spell that. C-O-N-T-R-I-T-I-O-N. It means the feeling of being sorry.
Perfect. So let's look at level 1. Casual mistakes.
Like minor, everyday frictions.
Yeah. Bumping into someone in the hallway or logging into a virtual meeting 3 minutes late. Over-apologizing for tiny things actually creates awkwardness.
Let's unpack that. If I'm 3 minutes late to a casual check-in and I launch into the full 4-part structural apology, like I take full responsibility, I understand the impact on your schedules, I'm instituting a new alarm system.
Right, it's just weird.
It's so weird. I'm turning my tiny mistake into a huge emotional event. It feels like I'm just seeking reassurance.
You are. You're forcing your colleagues to manage your anxiety. You're forcing them to say, oh, no, it's fine, you're doing great.
Right. So for level 1, what's the phrase we should use?
Keep it light. Just say, my bad. Or, oops, that one is on me.
Oops, that one is on me. I like that. It's clean and simple.
Exactly. Now, moving up the spectrum, we have level 2, professional mistakes.
This is for standard corporate frictions. Missed deadlines, crossed wires, billing errors.
Right. This is usually where we see standard corporate phrases like, I sincerely apologize for the confusion.
But our sources point out a major trap in this middle tier. The dreaded phrase, I apologize for any inconvenience.
Oh, yes. Inconvenience. Let's spell that one. inconvenience. It means a minor trouble or difficulty.
It's the default language of automated customer service bots everywhere. When you hear it, it just feels so hollow, almost dismissive.
It does. But there's a way to save it. You save it by anchoring it with specific details about the impact. That's step 3 from our structure.
How does that sound in practice?
Well, instead of stopping at, I apologize for any inconvenience, you add the specific detail. You say, I apologize for the inconvenience this caused your team. I understand the timing was particularly difficult given your upcoming product launch.
Oh, that makes a huge difference. You took a hollow template and filled it with real human observation.
Exactly. You prove that you actually see them.
Okay, but what about the far end of the spectrum? Level 3, deep, sincere apologies.
This is for major errors where the relationship is on the line. Trust has been fundamentally broken.
But what if the mistake is so severe that mere words are meaningless? What do you say when sorry genuinely isn't enough?
This is one of the most difficult realities we face. Sometimes the harm is too deep for a conversation to resolve. You have to move from conversation to commitment.
Making amends.
Yes. Amends. AMENDS. The sustained actions you take over time to rebuild broken trust. But within the initial conversation, there's a specific, ultimate, respectful phrase you can use.
What is it?
You deliver your full 4-part apology, and then you say, I understand if you're not ready to accept this right now.
Wow. I understand if you're not ready to accept this right now. That requires a massive amount of ego control.
It really does, because when you hurt someone deeply, you take away some of their agency. If you demand that they accept your apology right then and there, you're making it about you.
You're prioritizing your own need to feel forgiven over their need to actually process the pain.
Exactly. This phrase removes the pressure on the other person to perform fake forgiveness. It hands the power back to them.
It gives them the space to be angry on their own timeline. That's incredibly powerful.
It is. And it takes 2 people to repair a rupture, which means we need to flip the script now.
The art of receiving an apology.
Yes. If someone delivers a perfect apology to you, how do you handle it without defaulting to a dishonest it's okay when it actually isn't?
Oh, this happens all the time. Human nature defaults to conflict avoidance.
Definitely. Give me an example.
Okay, say a barista at a coffee shop accidentally spills a massive tray of iced coffee all over my new shoes. They're mortified, they're apologizing profusely. My immediate panic reflex is to smile and say, oh, it's completely okay, don't worry.
Right, but is it okay?
No, my shoes are ruined, I'm covered in sticky coffee, and I'm gonna be late for work. It is absolutely not okay. So why do we do that? Why do we lie?
We do it for social lubrication. The tension of someone else's guilt is uncomfortable, so we try to erase that tension as quickly as possible. We pretend the harm didn't happen.
But when we say it's okay to a significant error, we're undermining their attempt to take accountability.
Exactly. If a colleague drops the ball on a major project and offers a sincere apology, and you say, it's fine, don't worry about it, you're preventing a real resolution.
And then there's the other extreme, the flat, passive-aggressive fine.
Oh, yeah, fine, F-I-N-E.
When someone says, well, I apologize, and you just cross your arms and say, fine.
Yeah.
We all know that word never actually means fine.
No, it's an escalation disguised as a resolution. It tells the other person the issue is totally unresolved, but you're refusing to engage in the repair. It traps both people in resentment.
So how do we fix it? For professional fixes, what should we say instead of it's okay or fine?
You acknowledge the effort without erasing the event. You say, I appreciate you addressing this, or thank you for taking responsibility.
I appreciate you addressing this. That is so clean. It's neutral, but positive. You're gracefully accepting their accountability, but not pretending the mistake didn't happen.
Right. It holds your boundaries perfectly.
But what if you aren't ready to move on? What if the mistake was level 3, severe, and you need time?
Then you express exactly that with dignity. You say, I appreciate the apology. I just need a little time to process.
That's incredibly respectful, but firm.
It is. And this brings us to a profound difference uncovered in our deep dive today. The profound difference between an apology and forgiveness.
Forgiveness. Let's spell that critical word. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. It means deciding to stop feeling angry or resentful towards someone who hurt you.
Right. We often conflate the two, but they're entirely uncoupled. An apology is a relational transaction offered by the person who made the mistake.
But forgiveness is different.
Yes. Forgiveness is a separate, conscious decision to let go of resentment, often just for your own sake.
So it has nothing to do with how good their apology was.
Exactly. You can forgive someone who gave a terrible defensive apology just to give yourself peace of mind. And you can withhold forgiveness from someone who gave a textbook perfect apology.
Because the trust just hasn't been rebuilt yet.
Yeah.
You're never obligated to forgive just because they apologize correctly.
Exactly.
Now, there is a brilliant, really generous tactic from the text for when you do choose to engage with an apology.
Oh, I love this part.
It's for those moments when someone really puts their ego aside and owns up to something difficult. You can acknowledge their vulnerability by saying, I appreciate that you said that. It takes courage to apologize properly.
Courage. C-O-U-R-A-G-E. Bravery.
Yes. It takes courage to apologize properly. It's such a generous thing to say. Taking full accountability is incredibly hard work.
It really is. And when you tell someone it takes courage, you're rewarding their integrity. You turn a moment of failure into a moment of deep mutual respect.
It demonstrates exceptional leadership to receive an apology with that level of grace. It reinforces a culture where people feel safe admitting their errors.
Absolutely. Which ultimately prevents cover-ups and compounding disasters.
So true. Okay, before we wrap up this deep dive, we had to clear the minefield.
The apology traps.
Yes, the apology traps.
Yeah.
We've talked about what a genuine apology looks like, but there are phrases that sound like apologies but are actually traps.
They're designed to escalate a conflict while allowing the speaker to claim they tried to fix it. Common mistakes that we all need to avoid.
Let's look at the first trap, the victim blame.
This is the classic, I'm sorry that you feel this way.
Oh, that phrase is infuriating.
Yeah.
Let's analyze why it feels so aggressive. If I tell you that your comments undermined my authority, and you say, I'm sorry you feel this way, you aren't actually apologizing for your comments.
No, I'm not. I'm apologizing for your emotional reaction.
Right. It translates to, your emotions are the problem, not my actions.
You've pinpointed the exact mechanism. It's a complete abdication of responsibility. It takes the burden of the conflict and places it entirely on the victim's supposed unreasonableness.
It's like pointing the finger at them instead of pointing the thumb at yourself.
Exactly. So what is the fix for this trap?
The fix is to bring the focus back to your own actions. Instead of, I'm sorry you feel this way, you say, I'm sorry for what I did. I can see how much it affected you.
I'm sorry for what I did. The difference is night and day. You own the action and you validate the feeling rather than dismissing the feeling to excuse the action.
Exactly. Okay, what's the second trap?
The doubtcaster.
The doubtcaster. What does that sound like?
It's the phrase, I apologize if this caused any inconvenience.
Ah, that tiny little word, if. I-F. It does an incredible amount of destructive heavy lifting, doesn't it?
It really does. It casts immediate doubt on the other person's reality.
Like, if I come to you and say, your delay caused a massive problem, and you reply, I apologize if it caused a problem.
Well, I'm basically saying I don't believe you.
Yes. You're saying, in the hypothetical scenario that you were actually bothered by this, I apologize. It completely dismisses the clear harm that has already been explicitly stated.
The word if turns an apology into a conditional statement, which entirely removes accountability.
So how do we fix the doubtcaster?
It's incredibly simple. You just delete the if. You state it as an accepted fact.
Okay, so instead of, I apologize if this caused a disruption,
You say, I apologize for the disruption this caused.
I apologize for the disruption this caused. That's so much stronger.
It is. A smooth, effective apology always centers on specific acknowledgement of facts, rather than questioning the other person's reality.
It all comes back to that structural integrity we built at the beginning. No wrecking balls, no trapdoors, no conditional ifs.
Exactly. The structure holds it all together.
Let's distill the core takeaways for our listeners today. A successful apology is never about repeating a single word in a blind panic.
Right. It's a structured, intentional demonstration of character.
It requires you to do 4 things. Acknowledge the facts specifically. Own your role without caveats or buts. Understand the emotional or logistical impact on the other person. And finally, commit to an actual repair.
If you can internalize this framework, it truly becomes a superpower in every facet of your life.
Why is it a superpower?
Because mistakes are completely inevitable. You're going to drop the ball, you're going to miscommunicate, and you're going to cause friction. It's just human nature.
Yeah, nobody is perfect.
Exactly. But mastering the skill transforms your absolute worst moments of failure into opportunities to showcase immense trustworthiness and integrity.
Integrity. I-N-T-E-G-R-I-T-Y. Being honest and having strong moral principles.
Right. People actively want to work with and be friends with someone who knows how to make amends gracefully.
It proves that you're safe to take risks with, that you won't just panic and run when things go wrong.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up today's deep dive, we want to leave you with a final, lingering, provocative thought to ponder on your own.
Something to really think about the next time you're in a conflict.
Think about the last time you delivered a major apology to someone in your life. Be really honest with yourself as you analyze that memory.
Were you truly trying to repair the relationship and address their harm?
Or were you just using words to try and make your own discomfort go away?
That is the ultimate litmus test of accountability right there.
It really is. The next time that stomach-dropping moment happens and you're staring at a screen realizing you just made a massive error, take a deep breath.
Don't type sorry 5 times.
Don't do it. Remember the structure, name the reality, own it, validate the impact, and offer repair. You've got this.
Thanks for joining us today, everyone.
We'll see you next time on Talk English Daily.
Talk English Daily. Subscribe for new episodes